Tonight, tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, have you ever been interested in flying drones? How can you get licensed?
And SUNY Oswego students perform a classic musical. When and where to attend?
Plus, Lake Ontario gets designated as a marine sanctuary, but there are already talks of federal cuts. How officials are responding?
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kinjal Gurung.
And I'm Logan Russo.
Newly designated Lake Ontario National Marine Sanctuary faces budget cuts that could potentially impact the future of the area. In a meeting Tuesday evening, officials discussed recent cuts by the federal government.
John Armour, director of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Marine Sanctuary Program, said that he is confident that even with federal cuts, the budget and staffing will be able to get a lot of work done. Over 1,700 square miles of eastern Lake Ontario was designated as a national marine sanctuary last year, one of 16 in the U.S. The lake's designation is meant to protect the area, including a number of historic shipwrecks in the lake.
If you are looking for an immersive visual experience on campus, then the Noraflux has just the event for you. Happening every day through May 4th, the Electric Heliotrope Theater's world of immersive elements draw viewers into a world of sculptures, drawings, and audio and video designs by renowned artist Lauren Covington. The installation will take place in Marana Campus Center, room 133 from 10 to 4 p.m.
In campus news, it's not too late to see SUNY Oswego's Tuck Everlasting following yesterday's opening night. Based on the novel Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt, the play revolves around the Tuck family, who are immortal, and how this ability of living forever weighs them down. The student designers and technicians have designed a circus-inspired choreography, some symbolic motifs, and lighting. The play will continue running in the Waterman Theater until April 26th, with a final matinee performance on May 3rd.
Local theater organization, the Oswego Player, will be honored this weekend by Mayor Rob Corradino with an official city declaration of Oswego Players Day. The Oswego Players were organized in 1938 by the Frances Marion Brown and her colleagues. Two shows, A Midsummer's Night Dream and Arkansas Beer, will be presented from tomorrow until May 4th. Anyone interested in attending are encouraged to visit oswegoplayers.org/production or call the theater's box office.
Now get ready to start your engines this summer with the return of Oswego Racing.
WTOP-10 reporter returns with more information regarding the tracks opening in the few weeks.
That's right, guys. Summer is quickly approaching, and with it comes racing season. We are just 1 month away from Oswego Speedway's 74th season, with some local racing veterans making a return. For the first time in 27 years, Mr. Andy Roadway will return to the track for the Speedway's opening week extravaganza. Andy's career is backed by a consistently high placement in the division's competitive limited super ranks, as well as a second place standing in the 1995 Bud Light SBS Classic. Folks will be able to witness this veteran on his own turf again at the Speedway's opening 2 weekends of action. Starting May 24th, Jodway and the super modified cars return for the first round of the Super Challenger Series. Come back the following weekend of May 31st to indulge in the 60-lap Jim Champagne Memorial, featuring more supercars and more action. More information regarding events and seasons can be found on the Speedway's website, with tickets available now. That's all my time for now. Back to Kinjal and Logan at you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Luke.
It's a great day to be outside at the Speedway or to be outside flying drones. And drone enthusiasts, mark your calendars. The Federal Aviation Administration's Drone Safety Day is set for April 26th from 10 a.m. till noon at the Oswego County Route 176 in Volney. The theme of the year is Fly Right. It's the safe way to fly. And the event highlights how drones are used across Oswego County and teaches safe flying practices. The FAA's focus area for this event will include various areas like education, economics, environment, and emergencies.
You know, Logan, today would have been a great and beautiful day to fly drone around.
I know. I really wish I'd taken mine for a spin.
Well, maybe tomorrow will just be as nice. Let's take a look at the forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Ryan Murphy. Ryan?
Well, thank you guys. Now, I do have some news for you. If you want to fly a drone tomorrow, it's not going to be as nice as it was today. It's going to be even better. We're going to have temperatures in the 70s and pretty clear skies in the early morning part. Now, as for right now, it is really nice out, 59 degrees. We have not had a night like that in a while, especially with the winter just ending and the unusual spring that we just had. But overall, it is really nice outside. Now, I hope you got to catch the sunset tonight, because if you did, you may have noticed there was not a cloud in the sky, and the lake looked like a mirror. It was really nice. The sun was reflecting right off of it, and there was not a single wave. Now, as for the rest of the week, I'll get to that in just a bit. Logan and Kinjo, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ryan.
I guess you won't be flying your drone around again tomorrow.
No, I think it's best to keep it inside for the rest of the week.
Absolutely, but moving on to some more news. Nearly 17 years after the tragic death of 11-year-old Erin Maxwell, a foundation named in her honor is working on addressing gaps in New York State's child protection laws. In 2008, Erin Maxwell died at the hands of her family. Erin's Angel of Central New York has been working since 2010 on getting Erin's law passed, which would make aggravated murder of a child a Class A felony. Since last year, a Change.org petition for Erin's law had gained over 1,500 signatures. You can visit erinsangels.com to help support.
A man accused of trying to kill his wife was found dead in Oswego County Monday. According to state police, 52-year-old Donald Bradley of Mexico, New York, died by apparent suicide in the Happy Valley Wildlife Management Area. He was facing attempted murder and weapon charges after a domestic violence incident in February. It was reported that he suffered from a brain injury as a result of a motorcycle accident in 2019.
Still ahead tonight, two bodies discovered decades apart. Their identities finally released.
Plus, a beloved actor and playwright gets a lifetime award, and the person whose achievements are being recognized.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. Ah! It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel.
But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
And welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm meteorologist Ryan Murphy with your local weather forecast. Now we're going to start off with taking a look at our live satellite and radar here. And you can see it is pretty clear over our area, mostly along the East Coast as well. There's not much rain. There's some stuff up in Canada, but that's not really our problem here. We're in New York. But there's no clouds or nothing like that. It is relatively nice. And these temperatures here will back it up as well. You can see our area, or around our areas, has temperatures all in the 60s, which is very nice, not going to lie. You know, compared to how it's been over the past few weeks, this is a lot warmer than it's been, especially up in our area over here in the 50s. Now, tomorrow is going to be a very, very nice day with temperatures in the 70s. So if you have a grill sitting out back and you want to fire it up, throw a couple burgers on the grill, maybe hot dogs, whatever you want to cook, tomorrow is a great day to do that, especially here in the morning. You can see at 3 o'clock, it'll be 71 degrees. Now, we're going to be partly sunny around then. I would say that's your ideal time. You want to make a little late lunch food, whatever. Personally, I throw a burger on the grill. That's just me. Now, as for 5 o'clock, it'll be 68 degrees. Now, some clouds are going to roll on in, and there are going to be a couple showers right there. So if you are going to do this, you might want to keep that in mind. And as for night, it will be pretty cloudy as well with a nice 64 degrees. But yeah, that's a pretty good opportunity to fire up the grills, make sure they still work and whatnot. Now, staying on the dad activities here, our mowing forecast is right here. You know, now that it's springtime, it's a lot warmer out. Grass starts to grow, so you might want to break that mower out today. If you did, it was a good call there. It was pretty good conditions to do so. Tomorrow will be even better, especially in the morning time. Now, as for Saturday, it is going to be a bit of a washout. I'll get to the radar in just a second there. Might not be your day to do that. And as for Sunday, though it will be clear, the ground still will be pretty wet, so you might not want to do that then. Now, taking a look at our futurecast here, you can see relatively throughout the day, there's not going to be much rain or anything until much later into the afternoon on Friday. We will see a couple showers here. Will move its way on up in our area late Friday night. So if you are going out Friday night, you might want to keep that in mind. And there is a threat of a few isolated thunderstorms, so you might want to watch out for that. Now, for the rest of the night, showers will move on out. Now, Saturday morning, some showers will be lingering overhead, and a couple showers will move on up throughout the day. So same thing for Saturday. You want to keep that in mind if you're going on out. You might want to grab a rain jacket or an umbrella. Just in case you get stuck in that. Now, as for tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to about 48 degrees, and there's going to be no wind, which is much different than how it usually is here in Oswego at night. Now, as for tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful out. I suggest you go outside, enjoy the warm weather, but I promise you, we're going to have plenty of warm days ahead. As you can see here on my 7-day forecast, temperatures are going to warm on up throughout the week. And especially there on Tuesday, where temperatures will hit 78 degrees. I know I'm looking forward to that. That's all I got from my local weather forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. Now on to more serious news. Former Harlem Deli owner and beloved grandmother Exina Meti was killed by a stray bullet just outside her home in New York City. Police arrived at the scene after hearing shots fired and found Meti on the ground with a bullet wound to her head. According to the police, a verbal dispute between three men turned shots being exchanged. 23-year-old Dario Smith has been arrested and charged with attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon.
Moving to more lighthearted news, a 61-year-old man got lost in the Catskills not once, but twice in the same day. The hiker first reported being lost near the Mink Hollow Trail approach to Sugarloaf Mountain. A New York State DEC dispatcher guided the man back to the trail, then relayed his location to a forest ranger. Later that evening, he called the ranger to report that he was lost yet again, and the ranger found him once more.
Though he wasn't the one who was found, authorities in New York have identified a woman who was found dead back in 1997 along with her toddler found in 2011.
There's been continuing speculation that the woman known as Peaches is linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killer case, as Cecilio Dowd reports.
And baby doe. Today we learn their names. Authorities identified the mom and her toddler daughter, who've long been linked to the Gilgo Beach case, as Tanya Denise Jackson, called Peaches because of this tattoo, and her daughter Tatiana Marie Dykes.
We will follow every lead. We will pull at every thread until we can get justice for this mother and this child.
Tanya, born in Alabama, was an Army veteran.
She's also associated with Georgia, Texas, and Missouri.
Police say Tanya had been living on 54th Street in Brooklyn and possibly working at a doctor's office. In 1997, the 26-year-old's torso was found in Hempstead Lake State Park. Other body parts were later found along Ocean Parkway. Tatiana's remains were discovered in 2011 near Ocean Parkway. The question on the minds of many, are their deaths linked to accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann? Nassau police couldn't give a definitive answer. Authorities need your help. If you had any interactions with Tanya and Tatiana, if you served in the military with Tanya or were a coworker or neighbor, police want you to call them.
Any information leading to an arrest and hopefully a conviction that there's a $25,000 Crime Stoppers reward.
This is the jewelry Tanya and Tatiana were wearing, and this is the type of car Tanya was driving at the time. Tanya and Tatiana were laid to rest in Alabama.
With their family in full military honors.
Tatiana's father has spoken with the police and is said to be cooperating.
Officials are still investigating how the lives of mother and daughter came to an end.
Speaking of investigations, Harvey Weinstein's retrial is underway in New York, and a third accuser is now expected to testify. The disgraced Hollywood producer is facing charges from 2 indictments, including rape allegations. 2 women have already testified and are expected to testify again. Now a third woman, Kaja Sokola, is also expected to testify this time around. Weinstein has been charged in connection to an alteration she alleges what happens to New York hotel when she was 19.
Going into more exciting news, the Tony Awards are less than 2 months away. And this year, Broadway plans to hand out one of its highest honors to beloved actor and playwright Harvey Fierstein. Fierstein is known for his starring roles in several memorable shows, including Hairspray, La Cage aux Folles, and Torch Song Trilogy. He will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at June's ceremony, and the show will return to Radio City's Music Hall.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, a ride-on toy vehicle company has to recall thousands of its products. What's wrong with the toys?
And how public health experts are responding to the concerns over vaccines.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed? On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises. And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, a milk and dairy testing program has been suspended by the Food and Drug Administration. An FDA spokesperson said that proficiency testing program is currently paused because it is being transferred to another FDA lab. The tests are expected to resume once the process is over, but for the time being, the FDA is committed to working with the states to keep the milk supply safe.
A group of public health experts is organizing a response to concerns about U.S. vaccine misinformation and access. The initiative is called the Vaccine Integrity Project and is going to be funded by a foundation backed by Walmart Harris Christie Walton. The project will consider what's needed to safeguard vaccine policy and use in the U.S. This comes after the nation's health leadership casted doubt on the safety of well-studied vaccines.
Nearly 50,000 ride-on toy vehicles are being voluntarily recalled by Huffy. That includes more than 23,000 12-volt children's ride-on Tonka dump trucks. The Consumer Product Safety Commission notes the toys' controllers can overheat, causing a fire hazard. Huffy says there were 3 reports of controller overheating and 1 report of truck burned up. Anyone with the recalled truck should stop using and contact Huffy for a free replacement controller. Oswego's women's lacrosse finished with their season with a perfect conference record.
That's right, Kinjal. WTOP-10 sports reporter Sana Zakiri has more.
Thanks, guys. Oswego women's lacrosse took down the Buffalo State Bengals in their last SUNYAC matchup of the season. The Laters lit up the scoreboard in a 17-8 win. Right off the bat, they jumped to a 4-1 lead, 2 of those goals being scored by Alexis Hill. Oswego proceeded to score 3 goals in the second quarter, pushing the Lakers' lead to 7-1. Right before the halftime break, Buffalo scored their second goal of the match. Then, Oswego's Alexis Hill came back and scored a hat trick at the start of the third quarter. This quarter was the highest scoring quarter, totaling 11 goals, with Oswego tallying 7 and Buffalo scoring 4. The Lakers sustained a steady 14-6 lead as the fourth quarter approached. Oswego tried to possess the ball for longer periods of time in an attempt to kill the clock. They were able to net a few more goals in the process, locking in a hat trick from Madison Davis and the team's victory at 17-8. Senior Julia Quirk led the team in scoring with 4 goals, and Mackenzie Wynn led the team with 3 assists. This game guaranteed the Lakers the 1 seed in the SUNYAC tournament. They will find out their home matchup once the first round is complete. Coming up after the break, our own Jason Samsel will have the latest on local and professional sports.
Let's
do it, Jason.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back, everyone, to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Jason Samsel with your sports report. The Oswego men's lacrosse team hosted Cortland on Wednesday, and early on, it was the Red Dragons flying out to a 5-0 lead in the first before Laker Gavin Elston was able to respond, putting Oswego on the board. Cortland, however, would roar back, scoring 6 unanswered goals and taking an 11-1 lead at halftime. In the second half, it was Elston again finding the bottom of the net for the Lakers, but once again, the Red Dragons would respond, scoring 7 unanswered goals as they would scorch the Lakers 19-5. From the field to the mound, the Oswego softball team hosted the New Paltz Hawks for a Wednesday doubleheader. In Game 1, it was all about pitching excellence from New Paltz as pitcher Sidney Walden threw a no-hitter, striking out 12 batters as the Hawks won 4-0. Lakers would respond in Game 2, scoring in the first inning with an RBI single from Ellie Maloney. However, it was New Paltz Ellie Sharik with a home run in the third and RBI triple in the eighth, giving the Hawks the win 2-1 and the sweep over the Lakers. And from the mound to the court, the NBA playoffs are in full swing with the New York Knicks traveling down to Detroit to square off against the Pistons in Game 3 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. And in the early minutes of the fourth quarter, it's the Knicks with a 95-87 lead. And from the court to the field, all eyes are on Green Bay as the first round of the NFL draft takes place. And with the first overall pick, the Tennessee Titans selected quarterback Cam Ward of the University of Miami. And breaking news, the New York Giants with the third overall pick select Edge Abdul Carter of Penn State. Rounds 2 through 7 will take place Friday and Saturday. The New York Mets are the hottest team in baseball with the best record in the MLB and a 6-game winning streak, and they would look to continue their momentum as they hosted the Philadelphia Phillies on Wednesday. And to Citi Field we will go, bottom of the second, runner on first, the pitch from Zach Wheeler, and Beatty at the bat, he crushes it, and it's the bomb from Beatty that gives the Mets the early 2-0 lead. Phillies need help, and they would get it in Johan Rojas answering the call, top of the fourth. His line drive up the middle brings in a run and cuts the Philadelphia run deficit to 1. What a response from the Phillies. But it would be Trey Turner at the plate, and he goes from shortstop to standing tall. His shot to right field adds another run, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. And that is where it would stay. Into extra innings we go, and then a line drive from Nick Castellanos. He smokes it past Mark Vientos into left field, bringing home Bryce Harper, and the Phillies, for the first time all game, lead it 3-2. Mets need help, and it would be Pete Alonso stepping up for the Mets, and he would be huge for the Mets. A line drive, and now the runner on second and first. And we're all tied up once again at 3 apiece. Mets need a hero, and it would be Mets. It would be Sterling Marte winning the game. He dumps it into center, and now Pete Alonso is safe. And that is it. The Mets win it 4-3 in a thriller over the Philadelphia Phillies. And stick around for us after the break for the newest Oreo flavor.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. Oreo is preparing to unveil a new cookie flavor, but it might not go well with a glass of milk.
Chocolate-covered pretzel Oreos will debut on May 5th.
These cookies will have a chocolate cream placed between a pair of pretzel-flavored that are topped with sea salt.
Oreo is calling these limited edition treats the brand's, quote, first ever sweet and savory cookie. Wow.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for Laker Connections.
Thank you for watching.
Have a good night, everyone.